James Gunn has finished filming Superman, and Robert Downy Jr. is back with the MCU. Man, I've missed a lot. This is the Sox Rocker Show. Well, hello. It sure has been a while. I need to take a break for a while to recharge the old brain, you see, and reset my sanity. Once the James Gunn Superman film was finished filming and the hype tapered down a bit, I needed a break from all of the Snyder Bro gun baby hoopla, not to mention a break from all the political garbage being strewn about. And so here I am, refreshed and ready to go. So let's rehash what's been going on, shall we? First off, as I said earlier, James Gunn's Superman movie has finished filming, and now it's off to editing, CGI, sound mixing, score, blah blah blah, and most importantly, the reshoots, of which I am sure there will be many. Not because the work was subpar, mind you, but because, well, this is the DCU we're talking about here, or more precisely, the DCU slash WB, where the powers that be cannot keep their beaks out of anything. And even though Gunn is the see-all, be-all, walking, talking messiah of comic book movies for this very short period in time, those powers that be are surely bound to want some changes. They did it with Zack's movies, they did it with Ayers, hell, they did it with every DCEU movie down the damn pike, to the point that they even erased a few from existence altogether. So prepare yourself, little Jimmy, because, brother, you ain't done yet. Now, by now, we all know about Gunn's announcements at San Diego Comic-Con, where he revealed a few tidbits, via video I might add, for all to drool over. And one of those bits was a teaser trailer for Creature Commandos. It was boring. It is nothing more than an animated rehashing of his version of the Suicide Squad, and that thing sucked. He also revealed the brand spanking new DC logo. Now, does it look familiar? Well, it should, because here's one of the older logos. Now, don't go stressing yourself out there too much, little Jimmy. I know you're busy and all and can't be bothered with such trivial things as logos and shit. Now, Matt Reeves also announced finally that the BATMAN2 will finally begin filming in early 2025. Now, no offense to Mr. Reeves, mind you, but I ain't holding my breath on this. And simply because this film has been pushed back and moved around so many times already that I just won't believe it until I finally see it truly happening. Hell, there isn't even a script yet. Now, the one thing that I'm excited about with all the DC drivel that made its way into Comic-Con is the trailer that dropped for Colin Farrell's Penguin series. I say Colin Farrell's because the transformation he made to play the Penguin is nothing short of spectacular, and the man deserves every accolade and every praise that he's given. Now, the lack of any huge events and news from DC really didn't surprise me much, if I'm being honest. With Gunn being a no-show, except a video call-in, we should have known it wouldn't amount to much. One would think that the newly appointed know-all-be-all of comic book filmmaking would have at least, well, flown in for a few moments to promote his new DCU. I mean, this is the rebirth of the studio, after all. At least that's what they say. Can they give us at least a short clip like Reeves did all those years ago with his Batman movie? He couldn't have at least been there to cheer the others on. How about to represent? But alas, this is James Gunn I'm talking about here, so it is what it is. Besides, short of DC announcing Zack Snyder's return to continue his DCEU universe, nothing DC could have even said would have even come close to Marvel announcing that Robert Downy Jr. is in fact coming back to the MCU. Now, of course, not as Iron Man, mind you, no, but he's coming back as Dr. Doom. A bit of stunt casting, if you will, and a pretty damn smart one, I might add, if you ask me, because even if the movies he's in pale in comparison to the ones he did as Tony Stark, people will still come out in droves to see him as Doom. And why, you might ask? Simply put, fans love the dude. He'll make them money, lots and lots of money, and in turn, he'll make lots and lots of money, as will the Russo brothers, who've signed on to make the films. It's an MCU money-making match made in comic book heaven. Feige's hitting it way out of the park with this one, and it doesn't surprise me none. Marvel's been sagging these past couple of years, and that's no secret. And so what are they going to do? Well, they bring back what works and what the fans want. Now let me say that again. They bring back what works and what the fans want. And one of those things that they wanted to see was Robert Downy Jr. back at the MCU. Now, far be it from me to beat a dead horse here, but WBDC could learn a thing or two from this. I mean, they've been trying to copy the MCU for years anyways, and now they have Gunn, who is a cut and paste director, running things over there, so they could, you know, take a page from Kevin Feige's playbook and, well, he says, knowing full well Gunn's ego would never allow that to happen, and find some way to bring Cavill, Affleck, and Godot back into the DC fold. Or better yet, bring Zack back long enough to finish what he started. Now, the naysayers and the Gunn babies, be damned, it would work. It would work and make a company that is $45 billion in the hole and counting money. Because as it currently stands, DC is not making money. You can whoop and holler and jump up and down in your brand new corn sweat Superman underoos all you want, but Superman is not going to save DC. Neither will second-rate product like Suicide Commandos or crap like Peacemaker. And until I actually know for sure that Matt Reeves is filming and that there is a script written, well, then the current Batman2 news is simply bat bait posted to keep DC fans in heat and waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, I hope I'm wrong, but as usual, only time will tell. And speaking of the DCU and the MCU and Henry Cavill, if any of you have gone to see the new Deadpool Wolverine movie, and thousands of you have, then you may remember this shot. Yes, that's Henry Cavill as a Wolverine variant, and I don't know about what happened at your theater, but at mine, when he turned around and the audience could see just who it was, well, they went crazy and started cheering. The dude was meant to play a superhero. And in my mind, and in many others, he was meant to play Superman, but if he can't, and if Gunn and Zaslav refuse to see that, or are simply too damn stupid to see that, well, if Marvel snags him, well, then I say good for him and them. Go for it. It's DC's loss and Marvel's gain. Now, one more thing I just, well, got to yammer about here before I close. One more bit of interesting news that DC dropped at San Diego Comic-Con, and one that I'm not quite sure how I feel about as of yet. And that is the fact that in the new Batman Caped Crusader animated series, the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot himself, is now Oswalda Cobblepot. Yes, you heard that right. The Penguin, who has been one of Batman's top arch enemies, a major supervillain, if you will, since 1941, some 83 years, is now, in fact, a female. And she'll be voiced by none other than actress Minnie Driver. Now, as I said earlier, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, I hate when they do gender and or race swapping to appease the current masses, because that's what sells the political landscape at the moment. I mean, I'm of the belief that you should at least try to come up with something new once in a while. Remember the all-female Ghostbusters movie? No? Well, that's okay. Not too many other people do either. I guess for now, I will simply say, meh, whatever. As long as it's the animated one, I guess. I can live with it for now. I mean, what choice do I have? Now, if Colin Farrell's version were to go all Caitlin Jennings on us now, well, that would simply piss me off. Well, that's it for this show. What do you think of the DC news that was given at San Diego Comic-Con? How's about that new old logo? Are you excited that Gunn's Superman is done filming? Do you even care? Do you think the Batman2 will ever get started? Are you excited for Colin Farrell as the Penguin? And how do you feel about the animated gender swapped version of the Penguin that they're going to do? And did you like Cavill as Wolverine? And last but certainly not least, what do you think of Robert Downy Jr.'s MCU return as Dr. Doom? Smart? Stupid? Whatever? Feel free to leave any comments you may have down below. And if you liked today's show even just a little bit, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next show. As always, thanks for stopping by. God bless, and socks